Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Kaylan Alex. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe, become part of the tribe. Awesome and great things happen over here. And if you're returning, thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're going to be discussing fine jewelry. A lot of you have been asking me my thoughts, opinions, and just questions about this topic in general. So I felt like I could give you a little bit of insight. Now, I'm not an expert, so to say. I do know a few things here and there that I've learned. So I'm gonna just share with you some of the things that I've learned and my recommendations for starting a fine jewelry collection, buying fine jewelry, etc. So let's just jump into the video. So first, fine jewelry is gonna be the expensive jewelry, the jewelry that lasts forever, that you can pass down from generation to generation. It is the more sacred pieces. I would say that basically this is not the jewelry that you get from your favorite fashion houses. Now, I know I've said this before and some people are like, oh, but I like this, I like that. If you like it, buy it. But when we're talking fine jewelry, I don't look to certain fashion houses for it. For instance, you're gonna see more costume or fashion jewelry at places like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, Fendi, Dior. Those places, although some of them have a fine jewelry line, most of the jewelry that you'll see from them or that you'll see as being more popular is gonna be their fashion jewelry or costume jewelry. I will use those terms interchangeably sometimes, but they mean the same thing. I do know that Louis Vuitton actually is pushing more of their fine jewelry, so you may see more fine jewelry from Louis Vuitton, and they have some nice pieces, but it's kind of like one of those things where I go for this place for that, not for this. So it's preference, honestly, it's preference. My mom has some of their fine jewelry. She likes it. It's cute, it's dainty, it's, you know, feminine. It's a vibe. It's a vibe on its own, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my recommendation from David Yerman. Now, David Yerman is a classic jewelry. I think it's sterling silver mostly, I think. They do have a yellow gold, different types of gold that you can purchase that are expensive, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna try to keep the items that I recommend around the 1,500 mark. I do have a couple items on the list that are a little bit more, but I think that is a good number for a nice piece of fine jewelry. So, of course, the cable bracelets, which are like this that I have, they have a variety of stones that you can put on the end, or you can get on the end of them, like your birthstones. There's some with diamonds, or it can be just a end. They have this style. They have one with the little, that comes all the way closed with the pearl, which I have, and one that clamps closed. Like, there's a variety within the classic cable line. I love the cable collection. I think it's David Yerman. That's, you know, what they're known for, and it's good jewelry. It's also not very expensive. I would say for like these cable style bracelets, they range from about $400 to $650 for like the basic ones. Now, of course, pricing is gonna depend on the size you get, because there's multiple sizes, and whether or not you have diamonds, as well as the finish. So of course the gold is gonna be way above $1,500, but still very nice, still recommend it. Just for the sake of this video, we're not talking about it. And I would show you guys the ones that I have, but they need to be cleaned, and I'm just like, I don't really wanna show it. Like, I ain't gonna do that. But anyway, so the sizing will depend on the size of the bracelet, will depend on your wrist size and where you're gonna be wearing it mostly. I do wear mine every day, and when I had, I wore my other one that clasped together. I wore those two every day, never take them off. In fact, I've never taken this one off since I gotten it, and that was back in, had to be like 2013, 14, because I got it in high school. And I have not taken it off since. I have had the pearl, because that is my birthstone. I do have the pearls on the end, and I had to have one of the pearls replaced, but just one time. The cable collection also has earrings, necklaces, rings, if that's what you're into as well, and I do recommend those as well, have those as well. The next recommendation I have on my list is, of course, Tiffany. We love a blue box. It's classic, it's timeless, like every girl loves a blue box, okay? So I have the Elsa Peretti diamonds by the Yard bracelet in the platinum. Of course, here again, the pricing ranges from about, I believe, $600 or $750 till about $1,300, $1,400, and it's gonna depend on whether or not you want one diamond on the bracelet, or there's one with 3 diamonds on the bracelet. Now, Cartier actually has a similar bracelet to this, which is a little bit more pricier, so we won't really mention it. But the diamond visibility on the Tiffany one is a little bit more visible compared to the Cartier one, because of what it's kind of surrounded in, the little clasp that it's centered in. I've kind of mentioned it in a previous video, but if you ever can go into the store and try them on and see them, I'd say do that, because it really depends on how much of the diamond you want to be visible. But anyway, I really love the Tiffany bracelet. I love that bracelet. It's actually a bracelet that's on my wish list that I intend to get. And I personally, I like the one with the 1 diamond, because I just think it's so simple and cute and dainty. And I'm more of a dainty, stackable jewelry versus like big statement pieces. The next item from Tiffany I have is the Tiffany T narrow wire. So this one is about $1,650, which is a little bit above $1,500. But the Tiffany T bracelet, that's collection or line, I really love. It's super cute. It comes in different finishes. Of course, the pricing is going to depend again on the width and the finish that you want it. For this purpose, it is the thinner one. I think it's very cute. It is stackable, and I'm just here for it. So I recommend that one as well from Tiffany. Now, next on the list, we have a personal favorite of mine, which is Cartier. I love me a red box, child, okay? I love Cartier. Eventually, I have a whole like Cartier wish list. Like, I want so many things from there. I just love the different collections and how timeless everything is. Like, it's just one of those brands that I just love. It's like Chanel for me. Like, I just love it. I just love it. So the first thing I have on the list, of course, is the love ring. Now, this ring comes in 3 different sizes. It comes in the medium size, which is the one that I have on here, which is like the medium size. It comes in a thinner one, which is the small or the wedding band. And then they also have a larger one. Now, the medium one, or the one that I have, is the most popular size of it. Most people typically get this size unless they want something thinner. Now, I recommend the thin one if you plan on stacking them. If you just prefer, if your fingers are a little bit slimmer and you want something more that's not too overpowering. My fingers are not slim at all. But so I've got this one, but I do, however, want the thinner one in white gold to match with my wedding ring. So that's another conversation for another day. This ring retails for about $1,720. It's actually gone up. When I purchased it, it was about $1,650, I think. So yeah, this one is a little bit above that $1,500 mark, but I think it's so worth it. It is solid gold. You can get it engraved. Mine says, I got it for my birthday, so it's like it has my initials and happy birthday on it. Yeah, I wear this every day. I love it. Now, of course, this pricing is also going to include, depend on whether or not you get diamonds. There's different versions of how you get the diamonds. You can get the diamonds roped all the way around. And I think 2 or 3 rows depending on the size of the ring. Also, you can get it diamonds just inside of the affinity like little symbol. You can get a diamond in each one of those. So that is a little bit above that $1,500 mark, but it's there. I actually want to get that style to pair with my wedding set. Oh, and then the smaller one, the wedding band is what they consider it, or the small, retails for $11.20. So I actually like that one if you plan on stacking them, kind of how I have this one, except I have the just include, which we're about to talk about in a second. But if you plan on stacking them, I think it's nice to have the different sizes of them so that they pair and just kind of flow seamlessly. Lastly, with the love ring, it comes in the white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold. This is the yellow gold. It does come in platinum as well, but of course platinum is a little bit more expensive and it's not for this video. But if you want a color that's not the gold, you got rose gold and white gold to choose from. And white gold is kind of similar in color to platinum, so if you want something more like a silver-ish color, you can opt for the white gold. The next one we have on the list, of course, is the just include, which means just a nail. That is the top one. This one that I have stacked with the love ring. This is the thinner version, or the small. I love this ring so much, and I actually bought it. I prefer the smaller size because, number one, I just preferred how it looked on my finger. The larger one is a little bit more chunky. I didn't really care for how it looked on me, and plus I knew that I wanted to stack them eventually, so I felt like the thinner one just stacked more nicely with my love ring. So that, again, is personal preference. Of course, the thicker one is a little bit more pricey, but we're not talking about her today. So the smaller, this is a small version. It retails for $11.70. It comes in the yellow and the rose gold. That is around that same price range. Of course, if you want different type of finish, it is a little bit more. And then the white gold is $12.50. So still under that $1,500 mark, but a little bit more than yellow or rose gold. Next I have on my list is another brand that I just want everything from the store. Like, give me the whole store. Van Cleef Arpels. I love Van Cleef. I just think it's so timeless and so classic. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I'm really just obsessed, and I can't wait to get more pieces from Van Cleef. The pieces or piece that I have on the list is gonna be the sweet line. So the sweet Alhambra, the sweet heart, the sweet butterfly is gonna be basically this bracelet. It is one motif, or one little pendant with the thinner chain wrapped around, and of course it is smaller because it is the sweet version. This is the sweet Alhambra in the mother of pearl. These bracelets are, it depends on what you get in the color that you get. So if you get like the Cornelia, it's about $1,400. So the price, what I'm saying is the price ranges from about $12 to $14.40, I think is what I saw on the website. And again, that depends on the color that you get and what you get. It kind of varies. Of course, if you want the more, I don't know how to put it, the more like rare, I guess you would say it is, or delicate, the more expensive is just a rule of thumb. So I know the Cornelia, which is the red color, is the $14.41. So, but a lot of people assume, and with most of these brands, that you have to spend a crazy amount of money to get something nice from the brand, and honestly, that's not the truth. That couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth. Of course, with anything luxury, you're gonna spend a little bit more than you would on anything else, but it's not so unreachable that you'll have to be extremely rich to get it. Like, it's easily accessible, as we can see, under the $1,500 mark. My last little topic, or I guess recommendations, would be to get a piece a custom piece from a jeweler. Now this is such a broad topic. I mean, we could literally be sitting here all day discussing what to get, how to get it, what kind of diamonds. Like, this is, it's broad. It's very broad. There's so much to discuss with getting custom pieces. And honestly, I don't have all of the answers, but like I said, I'm gonna share with you guys what I do know and give you a few tips for getting pieces from a jeweler. Number one, you can get pretty much anything made from a jeweler. I think the biggest thing is gonna be your budget, because there are all types of different diamonds, clarities, colors, sizes that you can get. It's really gonna depend on how much you're willing to spend for what you want, if that makes sense. I would recommend finding a jeweler that you can trust, because there'd be some shady stuff happening. I have never experienced it, but in doing some research and, you know, talking to people and talking to jewelers, things can happen. There's a difference between lab grown and earth mined diamonds, which are basically the diamonds that are from the earth, and then ones that are kind of made. The pricing of that is going to determine a lot. Clarity of the type of diamond you want, it's broad. So what you want to do is, my advice would be to start with your budget. How much do you want to spend? If the budget is $1,500, go to a jeweler and see what kind of bracelet, we'll use a bracelet, what kind of bracelet can I get for around $1,500? They'll give you a bunch of different options, or, you know, tell you what fits within your budget and what is something that you would want to look out for or to be aware of with getting this type of item for this cost. Also going to be determined on the total carat weight. So total carat weight is basically the weight of all of the diamonds or stones that's a part of that piece, in case you didn't know. So like my ring has a carat weight for each diamond, but altogether the ring collectively is X amount of carats. So that is going to be another determinant of price and what you're getting, the total weight of it, and also the cut of the diamond. So of course, the more precisely, the better cut, the more expensive generally. And that's such a loose statement to use, because honestly, it really depends on a number of factors with the price. You can have a bomb, excellent cut diamond with a lower clarity, and it still compete with a higher clarity, lower cut diamond. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Bottom line is also, it's really gonna depend on how much you want to spend and what you want to spend, how that item looks, and how you think, how does that represent what you want to buy. Is that something you want to spend that amount of money on? I think the biggest thing is just getting a trustworthy jeweler, because, child, I have heard some stories about people buying jewelry and it not being what the person sold it to them for, or it just not being accurate, to say the very least. The thing is, when you get in like watches and things like that with diamonds already in it, triple check the diamonds that are already coming in the item, or have your own diamonds from a person that you trust and have those diamonds put into something that you want. So making sure that you're sourcing the diamonds that you want is another good idea if you want to take the extra step. I know this topic, like I said, is so broad, and I'm probably being so brief and minimizing the process, but I just want to make it easy, because with just starting a fine jewelry collection, or just, you know, wanting to add a few more pieces, it can be kind of a lot, and you want to make sure that you're actually getting your money's worth and spending money on something that's going to last you for a good amount of time. So that's kind of what I'm trying to help you guys do, and to learn a few of the things that I kind of have learned, because like I said, I'm not an expert, but what I do know, I want to share with you guys because we can help each other. So that is going to be pretty much my recommendations and what I would say for buying a custom piece or shopping from a jewelry store, jewelry house, or whatever you want to call them. I hope I gave you some good suggestions, put a few things on your mind. You don't have to be super rich or spend a whole bunch of money to get nice quality jewelry. And yeah, that's that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, drop a nice comment down below, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I post again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.